It gave me the ability to make decisions. It taught me why making decisions is so important. It also taught me about hard work and doing the right thing when no one's watching because the mission matters. Now, that makes a lot of sense when it comes down to the military and military combat, but it also makes a heck of a lot of sense when you transition to corporate America. Folks ask me quite often, you have a criminal justice major degree and a master's in intelligence policy. How did you end up at LinkedIn, at Boeing, and then an executive within engineering at Microsoft? My answer is simple. It's the foundation that was taught to me in the United States Army. It made me a leader, but also made me a follower, which means that I understand teamwork, I understand mission, I understand the power of collaboration, and I'm sure as heck understand the power of making a decision and living with the consequences. The doors that my Army service opened for me is really a network of individuals across a multitude of industries. It's super interesting that you could be from such a diverse background: white, black, straight, gay, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, atheist, Muslim, Christian. You could be from Paris, France, or you should be from Zimbabwe and come to the United States, or from Compton, California, or Belfast, Maine. Doesn't matter what your educational background is specifically. When we walk into the doors of the Army, we get the same haircut, we get the same clothes, we're on the same path with the same mission, and we come to understand each other, come to appreciate each other. Most importantly, we come to love each other. This whole brotherhood and sisterhood is reality. To the point where if you are in a combat situation, potentially a person that you would have no association with outside of the military prior, you're willing to die for them because you love them. That network doesn't just end there. It expands as we transition out of the military. And that is where I see myself so lucky as an individual, because now, today, in my world, I have the opportunity to connect with so many different individuals, whether in the tech industry, aerospace industry, financial industry, educational industry. A lot of my peers, a lot of the people I work for, or people that work for me have transitioned there and become really successful. And so for me, it gives me a pathway to enter their world as required, as needed. But most importantly, it's a door for me to open. From the day I hung up my uniform, my experience has been about mission and passion. I loved my time in the military. But like everyone else, we had good days and bad days. But I really loved wearing that uniform, what it meant, what it represented, the history behind that, the honor of wearing that uniform. And so the day I had to hang it up was an incredibly difficult day for me. But I was proud. The words of wisdom I would offer to someone about to transition now are, smile. Literally, take a step back, smile, take a deep breath, and be proud of who you are, what you've accomplished. You raised your right hand. You took an oath. You no longer thought about yourself first. It was about the people around you. It was about the mission. You were committed. You were ready. You participated in any situations that your government asked you to go do, but you did it with a team. It was never just about you. This is your opportunity to take that step back and for the first time in a long time, appreciate yourself, what you've accomplished, what you represent to our nation. You are part of history, but it's not over. What you were taught, the experiences that you gained in the military, that is gold in value, diamonds, whatever you want to call it, in corporate America. I'm a living proof of that because I live in that life now, and I recruit from the military specifically because of those experiences and the skill sets and the character traits that our veterans bring into our mission into our companies, into our cultures. It is something that cannot be taught in a university. Now, absolutely go get your degree. Got to get your degrees too. But my goodness, that experience, that valuable experience, that commitment, that honor that was bestowed upon you to serve in our military, that is not just a badge of honor. That is real life, true application that is repeatable, that can be reprocessed back into corporate America to do even bigger and more amazing things that you ever thought you could ever accomplish.